Well, welcome to this edition of the Pulse of Spokane. And we're going to be talking about Veterans Affairs here in the Spokane County area. And it's close to my heart because I've got a son who served in the Air Force. I've got a grandson who is an airborne right now. And at some point, he's going to be a veteran. And I know an awful lot of veterans. And first of all, let me say thank you for your service. Okay, we really appreciate your service. We wouldn't have what we have without our veterans, whether it's wartime or peacetime or whatever. We really appreciate all you. We're going to talk about that next on the Pulse of Spokane.
Spokane Realtors are dedicated to helping you find the right place to live. We're more than 2,000 strong, small business men and women guiding you through this most important purchase. We're also your neighbors, giving back thousands in volunteer hours to make our community a better place. We believe owning a home helps you live longer, with stronger families and better neighborhoods. That's who we are, ready to help you find your way home. Call one today.
Well, welcome back. It is my pleasure because one of the things that I was telling Kat, okay, and Cathrene Nichols. I don't know why I should forget that because my sister-in-law was Cathrene Nichols, okay, and so I should not. And she went by Cat, okay. Welcome. You've got quite a history here in Spokane of helping veterans and so forth, and we very much here at Spokane Talks appreciate our first responders and our veterans and those in service. They protect and offer us the freedom that we have. So I know you served in what did you serve in?
I served in the U.S. Army.
Okay, the U.S. Army, all right. Mm-hmm. I was in the Army, but only for 31 days. They kicked me out because of what do they call it, unstable major joint. And I was at Fort Ord, and the doctor said, you have no business passing, because he saw the x-rays and everything else. So I had to wait.
Well, that's okay. I stayed in and got an unstable major joint.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I bet I could have gotten one in the other shoulder, right?
Probably
so.
so.
Anyway, but so here we are. And let's do a little history. What is the Veterans Affair? I didn't really realize until I saw on the agenda and the schedule that you were coming in, that we had a local Veterans Affairs office here in Spokane. I guess I kind of assumed we did, but it's not at the county courthouse.
Nope.
Okay, where is it?
So we're at 1117 North Evergreen.
Okay.
And it's the Spokane County Regional Veterans Services Center.
Okay.
State and county services co-located.
Oh, that
as
makes
opposed
sense.
to the federal VA, which is over there in the VA Medical Center.
Right. And they're having problems with keeping track of things and all that. Oh, new systems. I can relate to new systems, okay. You've done this for what, 4 or 5 years?
Oh, well, for the county for 5 years,
5
but
years,
I
so.
worked for the state in Veterans Services for 13.
Oh, okay. Wow. You must have been doing that back in grade school.
Yeah, okay.
We'll go with that, all right?
Sure.
And what, you've just had a promotion and you have new responsibilities, which includes the Veterans Affairs, but what else?
So I'm currently the Senior Director of Community Affairs, which encompasses 4 county departments.
Okay.
One is the Veterans Services, and then there's the Scraps, which everybody
Yes.
knows about, is our regional animal shelter.
Yes.
And then Community Services, Housing and Community Development,
Okay.
and the WSU Extension.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you sleep at night?
I have all kinds of free time between midnight and 6 a.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, tell me about it. I know. That's what happens when we get promoted, isn't it? It's just more responsibility. Well, you're doing such a good job here, we might as well triple or quadruple the amount of responsibilities that you have, right? Anyway, tell us number one, what are the main objectives and the mission of the Veterans Affairs here?
So one of the things that we did when I came on board in 2017 was kind of redefine that. At the time, the only thing the Veterans Services Department did was provide emergency financial assistance for veterans in crisis.
Okay.
What we did over the last 5 years was expand our service center to provide a numerous array of services that are focused on long-term positive outcomes.
Good.
So we do still do emergency financial assistance. However, now the lion's share of what we do is filing federal VA claims for compensation, pension, disability,
Right.
so that we can connect veterans to those long-term income streams that helps create positive outcomes and reduce all of the crises we see, to include veteran homelessness.
Yeah, solving today's crisis does not solve the long-term
That's right.
issues. And
That's right.
you're just going to see the people over and over, and probably additional crises that come up because it was never addressed. So what is some of the help that you do?
So the first thing we do is educate veterans on the benefits that they've already earned, right? So
yes.
Veterans should be able to come into our service center. It's a very service honoring, positive place for them to come and see us. There's free computers there they can use to do job search and work on
nice.
their resumes and that kind of thing. We provide employment services, transition services for those out at Fairchild who are going to be staying here in Spokane.
Because a lot do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of education classes on filing VA claims and VA benefits. We do some, the emergency financial assistance still is part of what we do.
Sure.
We do some assistance with burial benefits for low income folks. We do a lot of, I would say the lion's share of what we do is educating and then filing the VA claims, because the VA claims process is really complex.
Yes,
and
I imagine.
They kind
It's
of
a
need
government process.
They kind of need a navigator, and so I've got a team of 6 Washington State accredited veteran service officers,
Wow.
and they help those veterans file those claims and kind of walk them through that process.
Nice. In terms of the emergency services and things you do, how did that go through COVID? Did it increase sharply, or is it just kind of
It actually hasn't. So one of the amazing things about what we've done in veteran services is, when I first started in 2017, the emergency services was about $500,000 a year.
Okay.
We're at about $35,000 a year now.
Oh, wow.
Now, part of that is because, one, we're connecting veterans to these long-term positive outcomes.
Sure.
Homelessness among veterans has reduced in Spokane from 11% to 6%, which is
Wow.
phenomenal.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Thank you.
I love to hear good news
It was
like
the
that.
bright light in the point in time count this year,
Yes.
so we're pretty excited about
Good.
that.
Good for you.
But then also, because of a lot of the ARP funding that came into the community and the COVID relief funding that came into the community, there wasn't as big of a draw towards our emergency financial
Okay.
assistance. We had local partners that had excess funding for rental assistance and those kinds
Okay.
of things. So we didn't have as much of a demand.
You didn't have to
during
draw
COVID.
from that account, but you
Nope.
could find other ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest demand we have from the veteran community here in Spokane is those veterans claims. They
Yeah.
need that personal battle buddy or navigator who's going to help them from the beginning to the end, because sometimes the process can take up to 6 months depending on what's going on
Right.
with the veteran's claim, getting all of their medical records and everything. So
Well, you're a very positive person and doing a wonderful job. I've got to ask you, what pleases you the most? At the end of the day or the end of the week, what kind of tickles your fancy going, we helped do whatever?
we help the most amazing people on the planet.
Okay.
You know, only 1% of our nation actively protects
Yes.
and defends the other 99%.
Yes.
And it takes a really remarkable human being
Yes.
to raise their right hand and take an oath.
Yes.
And serving, whether that means combat, whether that means, no matter where a veteran served, they left their mom, their dad, their dog, their
Yep.
cat, their community, and they pretty much put themselves on loan to the American people for a
Yes.
period of time.
Yes.
And it's very rare. And the longer I get to work with veterans, the more I realize what amazing people veterans are.
Yeah, and as you do that too, I'm going to guess that you come across a lot of spouses that have also given up a lot.
Absolutely.
You know, yes, those that are serving the country across the seas or wherever, or another part of the country even, they're doing what they're doing, and they're often very busy doing what they're doing.
You bet.
But it's that spouse that's home, sometimes with kids, that's all by themselves. How do you help them?
Oh, absolutely. So I have the fortunate experience of being both a
Okay.
U.S. Army veteran and the spouse of a U.S. Army veteran.
Okay.
So my husband and I met in Germany, I only stayed in for a few years after that, and I got out of the military, and he stayed in. And so
okay.
I've lived in both roles, and so we do everything we can to support the entire family.
Yes.
Our goal in our Regional Veteran Services Center is to have holistic services, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at the whole family.
Yes.
The dependents. Matter of fact, one of the programs we have that's really helpful is we have VA work study positions at our service center. So anyone, whether it's a spouse or a dependent that are going to school full time on VA education benefits, can actually come and work tax-free in our service center and help us serve vets, and at the same time make about an extra $1,000 a month while they're going to school.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Where can people, what have I forgotten to ask you? Okay.
Well, I would just say if there is a veteran out there listening and they haven't seen our service center, 1117 North Evergreen, it's just a stunningly beautiful facility.
Yes.
It's all meant to honor you and your service. We'd love to have you come and talk to us. Any questions we can answer, even questions that we get about VA home loans and VA education benefits. We have trained service officers that can at least, if they don't know the answer, help
Point you in the
connect
right
them.
direction.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
And sometimes,
Absolutely.
and I tell the story here in Spokane, and you know this now, that if we don't have the answer or don't know the person, we know somebody who does.
That's right.
And we often get those requests from friends of friends and so forth. And we're a small town, even though we're a metropolitan area, because we like to help our neighbors.
That's right.
Okay. And so what a great place to start. Should they call first? Should they go online, or what?
We take walk-ins.
Okay.
We're open from 8 to 4 every day.
Okay.
We close during the hour during lunch. So if you come at lunchtime.
What, you take time out for lunch?
Well, there's a lot of good work that's being done there, and I
Yeah.
like to give my team a break. If I take care of them, they take care of our
Yes,
vets, and so I
yes.
think it works out pretty good that way.
Wow.
So walk-ins are fine. You can call 509-477-3690 is our
Okay.
front desk. We're happy to talk with folks. We're happy to schedule appointments. We do some community classes too that you can look and research online on our
gonna
website.
say, I'll bet it's on
Yep,
the-
you can find us on the county website. So we're
Okay.
under SpokaneCounty.org under Veteran Services.
Okay.
I think that one of the things that I'd like to encourage people, especially those transitioning from active duty or even veterans. Right now, everybody knows we're having a huge workforce shortage, and
Yes.
there's a lot of difficulty with employment situations. We do what we call advanced employment readiness work. So if there's a veteran out there that needs help with your resume, with interviewing skills, goodness, don't pay for those services. Come see us, and we'll help you get squared away.
Outstanding. I love it. I love it. And I love that you're serving those men and women who have served us. That is so.
It is an honor to do so.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'm going to have to come out and see.
You do, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I just want to. I want to see the enthusiasm, and I know you and your staff care for these men and women, and that's fun.
I have a phenomenal team. My operations manager there, Chris Dorchus, is one of the most amazing professionals I've had the privilege to work with. So, we've got a great team of folks who really, really care about their fellow brothers and sisters. Everyone who's working there right now is a veteran, which is nice.
Yes.
We speak the language. We call it
Yes.
military cultural competency.
I love it.
We
Yes.
speak the language, and we've got several branches of service represented.
Good,
So,
good.
we do a pretty good job.
Yeah. Thank you, Cat.
You are so
Nichols,
welcome.
for all that you do, and your staff. Please thank them, because they're an important part of getting these men and women through what they need to get through for the next steps, and we wish them all well.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching the Pulse of Spokane, everybody. Have a great day.
At Eastern Washington University, biologists are harnessing gut microbes to build stronger bees. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And geology joins forces with robotics to explore innovative solutions for climate change. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world, that's the new thing. It isn't a tagline, it's a philosophy wrapped in red and white. It is Eastern Washington and you.